My little chat with Nichelle Nichols in her beautiful home in LA was just months after her much publicized stroke. But as you can see, she's making fabulous progress and was absolutely charming, endearing, and delightful. So enjoy, Nichelle. I want to thank you for being the spokesperson for Project Enterprise, because it'll be terrific for the whole project. And
Yeah,
you're the perfect person.
I think it's a worthy cause. I'm glad to be aboard.
I'm glad you are.
Thank you.
Now, tell me about what are your fondest memories of working on the TV series?
Working on the TV series. Those are my fondest memories. That's just working on the TV series. It was a lot of work, but a lot of fun. And we got into areas that I was happy to be part of. So there are things that they did that was innovative and that worked for me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
after the TV series, there was a bit of a time when nothing was happening, and then when they made the first movie that I worked on, painting the Enterprise. Do you remember that they were thinking, well, okay, we'll make this movie and then that'll be all?
Oh yeah, sure. And there were those who thought, we'll waste our time making this movie, but at least that'll be all.
And do you know that most of the astronauts credit Star Trek for inspiring them?
Absolutely. I recruited some of. Did you know that?
No.
Oh. I was a NASA recruiter. They came to me and said, I don't know how it came about, but it was sort of like, we need you. And I couldn't say no. And they said, I think they weren't getting the response that they wanted.
Right.
And in recruits. And I was talking to them, and so I started saying what I thought that they were doing wrong or that they were doing right, but should be over here or there or someplace else. Just talking,
Yeah.
you know. And I think you need to reach your people in a way that makes them want to do this instead of this. And they said, well, what do you mean? And I kind of, big mouth, said a few things. I forget what all they were now.
It's probably a good idea that you have forgotten.
And the next thing I knew, he was jotting down some notes. And I said, but I think what you really need is someone whom they know that's in that area that can talk about what it is that you're doing and why you want and who are the right people that you want. And I think you'll be flooded.
And they were.
They said, well, how are we going to attract them? And I said, well, you've got to get someone, and I named a couple of people, a couple of men who would have been perfect, you know. And And went on to talk about how they should do it, and then they and 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 they said, "How about Nichelle Nichols?" I said, "Oh no, you don't want a television series star. They'll think you." And they said if they hear you speak 2 minutes, they'll think they're missing something if they don't. And I said, "Oh yeah, right." Well, and they said, "Well, would you consider coming aboard? We'll pay you." And I said, "No, you will not." And the next thing I knew, I was on board. I was their chief recruiter.
A bit like what you're doing with us.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, oh God, yeah, here we go again.
What a girl.
Oh gosh. I was under contract to NASA to recruit the first women and minority astronauts for the space
Oh, that's
shuttle
right. Yeah,
program.
you had a lot to do with that, didn't you?
Oh, did I ever. Because it looked like there were going to be any. And I felt like over my dead body. And they said, "Well, if we could find a qualified." I said, "Have you tried?"
Yeah.
And they said, "You've got to get somebody to recruit the women and minority qualified people. They'll come in droves once they know you want them too." And so we did a commercial called "We Want You."
Oh, very good.
And they came in droves.
Well, that's fantastic. So you've had a lot to do with getting women on the as astronauts.
Oh yeah, I wasn't going to have anything to do with anything if that wasn't part of the program.
Right.
Yeah, and it was, and I had women that I went to who were qualified who said, "They're just using you, Nichelle. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to. You're gonna bring somebody in, and they're gonna say, 'Well, if they've been qualified, then.'" And I said, "I've already explained to them." They said, "How would you do it?" And the next thing they said was, "Would you come aboard? We'd like to contract you to do this. And do it." I said, "No, I'm not doing, because I'd have to do it my way, and you're not ready for that." And they said, "That's exactly what we want. We want you to do it your way." And I said, "Well, I'll do it my way, but that'll get you, that'll let you be able to say, 'See, we didn't, she did it.'" And they said, "Well, isn't that what you want?" And I said, "Yes, that's exactly what I want. But if I go out and recruit the people, I will bring you so many qualified women and men, black, white, yellow, brown, and red. And I don't want to see, I'm telling you this in front, I don't want to finish this with you using me, and it's still an all-white male astronaut corps." And those are my terms. And they said, "Okay."
Well, they better.
They said, "Okay." And no, but they said, the way they said it was, I was so sure they would say like something like, "Well, that's all well and good, but that, this or that or the other." And they said, "Okay, that's the way we want it too." And I thought, oh my God, now I got to do it. So I did it. I went out and recruited the first women and minority astronauts for the space shuttle program. And they said, wonderful. Because I will never stop talking. And they said without hesitation, it's a deal. Fine, it's a deal.
Well, they knew who they were dealing with.
Yeah, but then I had to go and do it. Oh my God, that's just what I said. Oh my God, now what have I gotten myself into? But I went out and they did it.
Well, good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, this lovely woman I have the pleasure to be talking with in her beautiful home.
And
it's
welcome
charming.
to my home.
You're
most
thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Charming and sweet, but you don't want to cross her.
This is.
Don't mess with Nichelle.
What he doesn't know is I had my finger in there, being coy. But that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. Hi there. Come on in and join us.
Well, you're taping something.
I know.
Well, that's okay. It's all quite relaxed.
Okay.
This is
We're-
Gilbert Bell,
Well, I see you
my
have
partner in business, and
Yeah.
gotten crazy on each other. So, did the taping go well?
Yes,
You got
beautiful.
everything you needed?
Nichelle was fantastic. I mean, she just rattled them off,
See there?
and
See there?
that wonderful smile, and then she would add her little bit. Well, which one? Let's see. Welcome to Project Enterprise, and she gave it some theater. It was
yes,
wonderful, really
yeah,
nice.
Oh, thank you.
And we
Thank
got some nice ones when Nichelle was giggling, and then she did a take, and yeah. And I mean,
you. Oh,
your face lights up for the
I
camera.
want to see. I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, I'll have to, when I get it all
Okay.
edited and everything,
Okay.
I'll send everything to
Please,
Gilbert.
please
Sure.
do. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, how lucky are we, you know, to,
Oh,
I mean, Nichelle first offered a year ago from taping this, exactly a year ago in London, offered to unveil the Enterprise when we got it built. And then when I met with Nichelle in June of 2015, Gilbert very kindly said, you know, well, what about getting Nichelle hooked up with Project Enterprise? It's a natural fit. And so as a result of Gilbert's suggestion,
it's always getting me into trouble.
you should see Gilbert right now. He's got a Cheshire Cat smile. Any anecdotes or any stories in a Star Trek or out of Star Trek, and anything that you've been doing that you find fascinating?
That I don't mind being sued over.
Well, no, we don't want that.
Star Trek is one of the wonderful things that happened to television in our time.
But it's now, I mean, it grows and grows year on year on year.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, it must be lovely for you to go to these conventions and feel all that love from all the fans.
Oh gosh, yes.
I think it's lovely too when, because I've been to some of the conventions, and some of the people they have professional makeup. I mean, they look like they just walked off the set.
Oh, of course, of course.
I mean, that's tremendous
yeah.
involvement in the whole franchise.
It
you know?
is. It is, and they mean it. It's not like playtime, they bring themselves there, and with themselves the love of what is happening, of what we're doing, of where we're going. And they're very serious. We are very serious about where we're going in this world, in this life, in this world, in this here and now. And we're not alone. You know.
There's a statement.
Yeah, we're not alone.
Well, Nichelle, I can't thank you enough. I really can't thank you enough.
It's not only my pleasure, it's my honor.
Well, thank you
very much.
Thank you. And we'll get the Enterprise built, and then you can crack a bottle of champagne.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
All right, thank you, my dear. Let me kiss your hand.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for gracing my home.
Well, thank you for inviting me and opening your home to us.
For a very, very important mission.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there we go. Do the...
Oh, live long and prosper. You too.
Oh, right.
Live long and prosper.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll clear everything up.
You need not do anything.
Well, yeah. Oh, sorry.
I guess you won't leave your equipment.
No.
Oh, shucks.
No.